We're definitely heading down into a war. We got Finland and Sweden getting ready to join NATO. They had a joint press conference today, and it's looking like France, the Macron's getting a better fight, like a bigger fight with his candidate Le Pen, and she wants to leave NATO. So, oh boy, it's about to get ugly, man. It's about to really get ugly. We better hope that this doesn't turn into a whole. Well, let's face it, we know it's about to turn into a war that's bigger than anybody can comprehend. We already know what's coming, but looks like there's no way out of it now. Uh, I've been trying to warn a lot of people the best I can. I see other YouTubers and TikTokers also warning people and telling them what's to come. It's about to get ugly in the world. For sure, it's about to get ugly in the world. And it's up to you to listen anymore. It's only so much we could tell you, and it's only so much it's only so many warnings that we can give you before um, it finally hits you that it's coming. We got hell of AWACS up in the air. Those are meant to track anything, any kind of enemy uh, military equipment like nearby. We got some up in the air in the United States, and we have them up in the air over in Europe. And we also have submarine hunters on the east coast of the United States. They've been looking for a submarine. And you know, Russia, they could pop up their submarines anywhere on the east coast when they're ready to make a move. It's pretty clear that the United States and Russia is about to go into conflict. Russia's even talking about hitting the U.S. and NATO vehicles that's going to be hitting into Ukraine to deliver weapons. So that'd be a direct act of war on NATO, and that'd be really, really bad. It is about to be crazy. So, what's the next moves? Who knows? The United States and NATO are trying to build up in the Indo-Pacific as well. They're trying to get closer to the Japanese and Australia. China just signed a military pact with the Solomon Islands, so now that'll be a major threat to Australia. So now China's ready to step up into this. The United States have threatened Cuba not too long ago, I believe a couple hours ago, about backing Russia. And you guys know this is just like the Cuban Missile Crisis. Russia will use Cuba as a foothold to hold missiles and stuff, just like Venezuela. So this is about to be really crazy, really, really crazy. Sweden didn't join NATO. They made a decision on joining NATO. So within 2 weeks, both countries should have a decision if they want to join NATO or not. So it's getting wild, man. And uh, Russia just started putting military gear near Sweden. I mean, not Sweden, Finland. Finland. They got military gear going to the borders with Finland. They already said they would attack Finland if they even consider joining NATO. So it's about to be bad. Um, Russia don't got the troops for this. Come on, guys, use your heads. Russia does not have the troops to sit there and try to invade Finland and Sweden. And on top of that, fight a war in Ukraine that can lead to Moldova. No, they're not going to do that. When Russia declares war on Finland and Sweden and NATO, there's not going to be soldiers. Maybe on the front lines they'll start fighting, but it'll mostly be missiles and technology at that point. It'll be an all-out bombardment everywhere. we'll be lucky if Russia doesn't just go straight to nukes. We will be super lucky, knowing that NATO got shit that could probably hide our nukes and stuff. Like we don't know. Russia has no idea what's going to be entering their country once this war starts. This is why they don't want the war with NATO. But they are back in a corner. They don't have a choice. Ukraine was a warning. That was just a warning shot to let them know to back off. All they did was laugh at the Russians the whole time while severely downgrading them and saying they're killing civilians and saying they're killing children. Does that mean I believe it or not? I don't know what to believe. I'm not there. But all I know is they're at war, and this is the same stuff that we go through when we go to war. When we were at war in Afghanistan and Syria, we were doing the same shit. And nobody criticized us because we're the United States of America. We don't know what the outcome of this will be. And that's why I've been trying to be a little more active on the lives with you guys. Because I'm seeing that every day the news is getting worse and worse. And Putin and Russia, how long until they make that decision that's going to change the world? What they warned of, that one nuclear bomb. It's about to get crazy, man. And we only got a little bit of time left. 2 weeks, they make a decision. Two weeks, they make a decision. Finland and Sweden. So what happens if they decide to join NATO and Russia attacks Finland? Finland and Sweden is very, very important to NATO. They're not going to sit back and let it happen. By the way, they still haven't put a label on that chemical attack, but they're trying to say they're doing everything they can to confirm it. And what happens if it was said that Russia's been using chemical attacks in Ukraine? Pretty sure we know what comes next after that. They're all going to step in. They ain't going to have a choice. They are not going to have a choice. What did Biden say? When sanctions don't work anymore, then it's World War III. And have you guys noticed that the accusations is just worse and worse shit that's catching their attention that Russia is supposedly doing? It went from killing civilians to bombing nuclear plants to chemical attacks to hypersonic missile attacks to bombing a train station to like this is getting worse and worse and worse. Like they're just waiting for the news that's gonna tip America off and be like, all right guys, you guys need to go do something. We're screwed. I'm just gonna say it now. We're screwed. There's too many people that sleep in this country, and by the time that these people wake up, it'll be too late. Way too late. Only a few of us know. Everybody else is ignoring it and don't really give two craps about it. Modern day war is about to be fought way different. than our past wars. And once it happens, it's over. Welcome to everybody that's in here. It's seeming like we're in a really, really crazy world, and things are just getting worse and worse. And at this point, all I can really tell you is just to make a plan. Like, all this stuff is coming out about this setup that NATO is about to start getting more and more harsh on Russia. They're going to keep sending in more and more stuff to provoke Russia to attack one of their countries. And Poland's looking like a juicy target right now, and Slovakia. Wait till you guys see what happens. It's not going to be pretty. Now they're warning China. They're going to isolate China, huh? Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. There's a lot more countries that respect China than they did Russia. And there's a lot of countries that will pick China over the United States, whether you want to believe it or not. Wait till China steps into this. Wait till China full on steps onto this. You're right, Chrissy. As soon as it starts, I mean, there ain't nothing that we can really do. Once this starts, it's going to be pretty much over. I mean, there's nothing you could do but repent, try to talk to your higher power, and try to get right and peace with yourself, because nothing's going to protect us from these nuclear bombs. The whole world's going to be shaking. All buildings are going to be collapsing. Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be something we have never, ever seen in our lifetime. Something you wouldn't be able to comprehend because it never happened. And you would just think of it as a disastrous conspiracy theorist situation. But that's something that's actually very realistic that could really happen. Especially ignored like everybody's doing. They're ignoring it. They don't want to deal with it, so they're ignoring it. But what happens when you can't ignore it? You could have been spending your time doing something very productive and, having peace with your life. And now you want to do all of that when it's a little too late and the bombs are already dropping. People don't care about their lives until they know that their lives are in danger. At least that's a lot of people that I see. They'll waste their lives all the way down to the last minute. Okay, I'll change myself now. I'm ready to change myself. Can't be like that. Can't. It's just the times are way too dangerous. I better watch them waters. I didn't see the Rumble. Watch the waters yet. Probably gonna watch it right after this live. I saw Off Grid was about to go live in a little bit, so I figured I'd give a little news out myself before I go over and watch his live. That's gonna be less than 40 minutes. So, um, I'm just ready to. Whew, I guess prepare for this mess that's about to come to this planet. That's all I can do. That's all we can do. Enjoy. Enjoy the time that we have left, for real. I've never been a channel to really sugarcoat it for you guys, so we're definitely are heading into some really bad times. It's really about to go down. Nothing that we can do is going to stop this. This has been part of the agenda. I don't know why this is having to happen around this time, but it's something with our generation that's something catastrophic. It's supposed to be going down. Something big that's supposed to change life forever. And these might be the last videos you guys be able to watch as this stuff is going down. So listen to it. Listen to the messages. Listen to them, because you might not ever be able to listen to them again. Or at least take something out of it. Help us feel like we're not the bad guys for reaching out to you guys and telling you guys to prepare. It's not the end yet, though. We still got days left.
Yeah, we got about 10, 15 minutes.
We still got days left. Still time to, get ready. Let's roll one. It says his live starts in probably like 30 something minutes now. Last time I checked, it was 61 minutes, and I've been on here for 18 minutes. I was just trying to probably 9:30 most likely, or around that time. So I thought I'd go live for you guys, tell y'all a little bit more about what was going on today. Oh, the White House did sign a package for Ukraine to send lethal weapons to them, even stronger weapons. And they also said that Russia said they were going to attack NATO convoys and vehicles that's delivering weapons into Ukraine. So the United States is putting themselves in the battlefield. Poland is putting themselves in the battlefield, and Slovakia is putting themselves in the battlefield, and also the UK, because all of them are delivering weapons to Ukraine. So Finland and Sweden is talking about joining NATO because they're scared, but they can use the Article 5 that NATO possess. So even though Russia might attack them before then, to get ready for a fight with Russia as we speak. And we're just itching closer and closer to a nuclear conflict. This is about to be a really ugly war. better hope World War III don't happen, because this time it's not going to be like World War I and II. This one will affect the whole planet. Not just the United States, not just the UK, not just Germany, France, and other European countries, not just Iran. It's going to affect the entire planet. The planet may never recover from this. I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch the Waters tonight. So we're really close. We're in the end game, guys. Russia and the United States is getting ready to fight each other. China's gonna hop in this too, because they said they would have they would have Russia's back, and then North Korea's gonna hate. And then the best thing I'm gonna tell you guys out of this is, once the United States, Russia, and China all start fighting, every small country is going to go against their enemies. There's not going to be anybody to deter the small countries anymore, because they'll be too busy going to war with each other. There's no one to call for cease flags anymore. The world's just going to be on their own with their own rules, and they're all going to fight. And the United States will be out of power. We most likely won't even see what's coming, unless you're smart and aware and know what's to come after a power outage, after they cut the power to this country. They don't care what happens to us. They never did. We're nothing but sheep to these guys. For the ones that say I'm looking like I'm mentally drained, I'm not. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not anything. I just look up this stuff and I'm just like, wow, this is really coming. This is going to be a fun ride, something I've never seen before. And we all get to experience it together. History is coming. But come on now, World War I and II happened. We knew World War III was going to happen some point in time. They just made it like it was going to happen down in 2025 or 2030. They're like, yeah, this will never happen for a long, long, long time. But sometimes reality hits you, and it could be way closer than you ever expected, because every day something different happens. We can wake up any one of these days in Russia and see that Russia hit NATO territory and they're fighting each other. We can wake up any one of these days for that to happen. There's a war in Europe. You may not want to believe it, but let's be real. Any one of these days, something can happen. Whether by accident or on purpose. NATO is that close to the battle line. And they got important equipment all around the region. What happens when that shit starts getting hit? We have to start thinking about a Russian and NATO war. Because once they start fighting, the countdown to the end starts there. The countdown to the humans pressing the button. Even in the Cold War, it wouldn't be a fight like this. The Cold War was going to start off with nukes, but they were much, much weaker back then. Cold War 2.0, they're actually going to fight, and then it goes to nukes. And we see everything they got. So, hope you're ready. Because this is going to be a fight unlike any other fight that we've ever seen in America. And a lot of Americans is not going to be ready. Because we have never had a fight on our main territory. And I'm not talking about Hawaii. I'm talking about on our actual land over here. An attack on Ohio or an attack on Pennsylvania or an attack on New Jersey or Virginia or Florida or Tennessee, Texas. Like, we've never had an actual attack. Get right with your higher power. Much love to everyone. Nobody keep yelling that over here. Anyways, love, peace, and unity for life. I'm gonna make a couple more vids tonight. We got this. Thank you for coming over, and I will be in Off Grids Live, hopefully moderating and helping spread the good word. Let's keep it good there, and J Squad, we doing this. Let's go.